Alrighty, y'all, we got some breaking news. Bradley Beal is out from Phoenix. They have agreed to a contract buyout, and he is joining the Clippers on a 2-year, $11 million deal. Yeah, we kind of figured that was what that was going to look like, right? Bradley Beal stayed with the team basically because he had a certain amount of guaranteed money that he got right away if he was on the team past a certain date. So, of course, his camp was going to be like, we're just going to hold on until we get that money, right? And then we're going to go do what we do. Hey, smart. Go get your money, man. You signed the contract. You're entitled to it. But he is now out of Phoenix. I don't think we know what the exact, amount that Phoenix agreed to in the buyout. And when I was looking at a Spot Track, they don't have it yet either. But what I wanted to do was go into our ultimate spreadsheet and go track it. This is the spreadsheet that we built to kind of help track some of the off-season stuff that's going on. So if we go take a look at Phoenix now, right, one of the things we talked about with them is that they're still in this second apron and there's no reason for them to be there at this point. So with Bradley Beal off the roster, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hold this money here for the time being. We're going to take Bradley Beal off though for the time being, so that we can kind of get an adjusted depth chart here. It moves Grayson Allen up a little bit. Cool. Bradley Beal off the team. We don't know how much this is going to be, but this number is going to drop to a certain amount, and I don't know if they're doing a stretch of him and kind of the same thing that they did with Damian Lillard or not. I don't know. I don't know yet. It's what does this say? This now gives the Suns increased team building flexibility by taking them out of the first. I feel like they would have said they're doing the stretch provision, right? If they didn't, providing access to more tradable draft picks, opening up part of their mid-level exception. Okay, so they probably got out of the aprons then by doing this, which makes a lot of sense. But Bradley Beal off the team. Let's talk about then the Clippers, who have 3 open roster spots at this point in time. If they're signing Bradley Beal to what is 2-year, $11 million contract, that's $5.5 million. So let's add Mr. Bradley Beal here. So it's 1, 2, 3 there, 2-year deal. Great. What did they say? It was a player option on it? Even better for him, right? So if he doesn't play any better than he did this last season and nobody's going to give him any more money, he still gets his money next year, but this gives him the option to have a little bit of flexibility on the team as well. This is a huge addition for this team. Instantly, I think this moves guys like Bogdanovich back to the bench, so let's put him there, and let's move Bradley Beal kind of into this starting 5 that they have now. This is a loaded basketball team, an absolutely loaded basketball team that in theory hasn't even crossed into the aprons yet, which is pretty nuts. This Clippers team was one of the best teams in basketball after the All-Star break last year, and then unfortunately they just played a really good Nuggets team in the first round. But this is a great basketball team. You got Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi, John Collins, Zubac, with a bench of Chris Dunn, one of the best defensive players in basketball, Bogdanovich, who can get you buckets. Derrick Jones Jr. is a starter in most places. You got Nick Batum, Brook Lopez, first-round pick in Niederhauser there as well. And 2 open roster spots, man. Probably want to add another point guard to the team, probably another wing, but you've got one of the best just basketball rosters at this point. What does Bradley Beal do for you? Well, still a really efficient offensive basketball player that can get you a bucket whenever you need. He didn't necessarily play he didn't play bad with Booker and Durant is the funny thing. Most of the stats would tell you this team was pretty good overall when he was when they were all 3 on the court. It just didn't happen very much. The injuries were a concern, and now that he's on a contract like this, offensively, man, 17, 18 points a game on good efficiency, you're going to take that every day of the week, man. You have to assume that Kawhi's still that guy, Harden's that guy. So much of this team just depends on the health of players, but in terms of just building a competent roster, man, they have done it. They have done it. This is a really, really exciting team that I personally just can't wait to see get out on the basketball court. If we can theorize now, where Phoenix goes, right? Because presuming that they just agreed to a 1-year buyout on things, they've still got 2 open roster spots. They need some help at the point guard spot, and at least they'll have a competent basketball team out there. I don't know if this team will be great, but you have Devin Booker, one of the better players in the NBA. You got some other supporting players around him. Like I said, you definitely need help at the point guard. You have enough at the center spot. I'm surprised Nick Richards is still on the team. I feel like you could get a decent amount for Nick Richards still, considering how thin the center market is and how good his contract is overall. I just feel like you'd rather go with Maluach, Iguodala, and Mark Williams in terms of I know none of them have a ton of experience, but you've got enough there to have a competent center rotation at all times. You might as well get something for Nick Richards Richards, and it just doesn't seem necessary to have that many bigs on the team. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'd be thinking if I was Phoenix at this point. Let's use some of that mid-level. You go find a point guard. I don't even know who's really available at this point, but you need some help at that point guard spot. And then if you're the Clippers, man, like we said, just fill in some of the gaps as reserves. You've got a lot of good vets on this team. Again, injuries are going to be a big part of the Clippers story every season, but I appreciate how competitive this team tries to be, man. It's really, really cool. I think they've done a great job constructing this roster. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I think this is all what we expected to have happen. I think Bradley Beal's a good fit on this team. This is a cool starting five that, man, if I was the coach, I'd have a lot of fun trying to experiment with how you're going to guard all of these guys, because you got a little bit of everything. Everybody out here can shoot. You got some athletes out there, and guys like John Collins, even Kawhi's still like a solid athlete, right? You got bruisers, you got shot makers, you got a lot, man. You got a lot, and a lot of just pros out there. So very, very excited to see this group take the court. Phoenix fans, let me know what you think. Clippers fans, I know you're excited, so stand up for that, I guess. But as always, I appreciate you guys, and I have to get another video edited and uploaded for you guys just a bit after this. So yeah, we'll talk to you in a bit. Thanks so much. Bye.